And welcome to this special edition of 22 News at 5:30. I'm Don Shipman, and joining us tonight, we are joined by a panel of experts and government officials as well, here to answer your questions about the COVID-19 vaccine. We have Dr. Mark Kerouac, Dr. Robert Roos, State Senator Eric Lesser, and Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno. So we're going to begin here at 5:30 with State Senator Eric Lesser. I want to thank you for coming on the program. We have lots of questions from viewers, and I want to get right to these because the number one complaint tonight has been about the vaccine appointment process, the sign-ups, the website. People are frustrated with this process. The website actually crashed. People couldn't get through to the call center. So what's being done to fix this?
Well, Don, first, thank you for having me. And I want to thank my colleagues, Dr. Kerouac, Dr. Roos, and Mayor Sarno, who have been steadfast in their leadership over this last year. And I want to thank everybody at home who's done their part, who's waited patiently over this last year for their chance to get this vaccine. What happened this morning, the state website crashing, nearly 2 million people tried to access it right at 8 a.m., is simply unacceptable. It was foreseeable that that many people would try to log on. We knew 1 million people would become eligible when this portion of phase 2 turned online. The fact that preparations weren't made to have that website ready to handle the traffic is simply not something that we can accept. And the legislature is not going to accept it. We are going to be pushing for improvements. I filed legislation, emergency legislation, actually several weeks ago to streamline the process. We're going to be having oversight hearings next week, but we will spare no expense and we will get every resource necessary to the governor and his team in order to fix the problem. But there does need to be an acknowledgement that there is a problem. And unfortunately, our state, known as a healthcare center, known as a tech center, has fallen behind on this particular element of getting a seamless appointment process and booking process in place for people to get their shot.
All right, so we did invite Governor Baker or someone from his administration to take part in tonight's town hall, but they declined. But during a radio interview today with GBH, this is what the governor had to say about today's sign up. And I'm quoting here. He says, "My hair's on fire about this whole thing. It's awful. It's going to get fixed." So Senator Lesser, what do you think about that response right there? Again, that was from GBH, who interviewed today.
Well, I'm grateful that he's made a commitment to fix it. What I would point out is it's been more than 2 months. It's actually been almost 3 months since the first vaccine doses arrived in Massachusetts. And we had been getting feedback for weeks and weeks and weeks that the booking process was cumbersome, was confusing. Frankly, people were being asked to go through an obstacle course of links and contradictory information in order to get their appointment booked. The reason this is important is because it's slowing down the ability to get shots into arms. Massachusetts actually fell behind our peer states in the number of doses actually getting into people's arms. And there are serious equity issues because certain people are going to be able to navigate a system like that, and other people don't have the resources to do that or the know-how. A lot of our communities in Western Mass still don't have internet access at all, for example. So we need a phone, a corresponding phone line. I'd point out the phone system crashed this morning as well. So people were stuck. They couldn't get in through the website. They tried on the phone system crashed too. But we need to focus on fixing it. So we have the legislation that we have filed to streamline it, to get the resources. We're going to be doing the oversight hearings next week to collect more information, but we have got to make it easier for people to get their doses. That has got to be the priority.
And it's not even that the website crashed today, that it just seems that it's backwards. For example, the information that you input, you put all this information in, and then you're told after you do all of that, that the appointment that you picked is not available. It just seems like it's backwards. What is being done to fix that?
Again, we're the home of MIT and Harvard and some of the most iconic tech companies in the world. The greatest hospitals, including Bay State and Mercy in the country, are located here in Massachusetts. This is an embarrassment. And I'd point out that these issues were identified a month ago. It actually took a 28-year-old mother on maternity leave living in Arlington who's a computer programmer during her day job. She had some free time during her maternity leave, God bless her, and actually designed a better, more streamlined website that got people their appointments faster. So we know this is possible. Other states, New Mexico, for example, has a one-stop, one-link system for booking appointments. Massachusetts, as the tech center that it is, as the healthcare leader that it is, has got to do better. And the phone is important too. We've got to remember that not everybody has access to a computer. Not everybody is in a community that is even hooked up to high-speed internet. And language accessibility is very important too. The first versions of the website, I'd point out, Don, were only in English, which is not something that I think is acceptable in this day and age and in our communities as diverse as they are here in Western Mass. So a lot of improvements need to be made. I am hopeful that they're going to be made. But again, we knew that 1 million people were going to be eligible for vaccine appointments today. There should have been preparations in place to handle that volume.
Senator Lesser, thank you.